Hi, my name's Micah House, and I'm an author, and I wanted to talk to you today a little bit about the creative process and the writing process. Whenever I'm having a book signing or meeting with a book club, people tell me quite often that they wish they could write, that they have a story inside of them, and they feel like they want to tell it, but they don't know how to get started, and they don't know if they have the talent to do it. And I'm here to tell you today, you do. Everyone's a writer. We write every day of our lives. When you are at work and you are telling one of your coworkers a story about your spouse or your kids or a friend of yours, you're telling it with emphasis and sometimes humor or sometimes frustration, tension, drama. You're telling your story in an impactful way to keep your coworker hooked to what you're saying until you're finished with it. You're already writing, you're just doing it with your mouth, not your hand. You're already equipped to write a book. Now, how do you get started doing that? A lot of people feel because they sit at a desk at a keyboard and everything they type out just seems ridiculous that they don't have the talent. Well, I'm here to tell you that's not the case. Most of the time, the first things I write is a bunch of crap. Now, maybe there are authors out there that on their first go, they write a masterpiece and they are in awe of themselves. Well, that's not how I work. I know what my story's going to be, and you take it chapter by chapter. So let's say I'm writing a chapter, a couple are fighting. So I'm in this chapter, it's about this fight. Well, I write what the fight's about. I write what they're saying to each other, the insults they throw, or the things they say that hurt each other's feelings. I may not be specific, but I just type out the gist. Then I'll come back to it, maybe that day, maybe a couple of days later, and I write the dialogue. What are they saying? How are they saying it to each other? Is it soft and sad because their heart's broken or this relationship's dying? Are they infuriated and passionate because they're angry or hurt? What are the words? Put them down and repeat yourself. You can say the same thing over and over again because you're going to say it a different way. And when you come back through, you will weed out what doesn't work, what does work, what slows the pace, what adds to the tension. You're going to make it more concise, and you're going to have your dialogue trimmed greatly. So write everything at the beginning. You're always going to make cuts. Now, the next step is I call the flourishes. I have the people, they're on the porch having a fight. What are the flourishes? Okay, well, I decided they're having their fight on the front porch. What does the front porch look like? Does the paint on the rail peel, or has it been freshly painted and it's pristine? Are there plants out or hanging, and what condition are they in? Are the plants dry and wilting and dying like the couple's love, or are they freshly planted and bright and hopeful and spring-like? Is it daytime or nighttime? Do you hear birds? Is moonlight casting on the wall behind them? Flourishes. While they're talking, while this whole fight's going on, there's a world around them. Describe what's happening in that world. Now, other flourishes with your characters. They're not just standing there rigid like this and fighting. They're doing stuff. In my books, I have a character who wrings her long hair when she's upset. When she's mad at someone, she just twists her hair. Maybe your guy rubs his beard because it's itchy, or can't help but put his hands behind his head, or the woman tugs her ear, or her earring. They're doing something as they're talking. So when you say, Chad screamed at the top of his lungs, well, also throwing his hands up for emphasis. He was doing something movement-wise when he yelled at her. If she says something to him, is she charging forward to him because she's mad? Or when he was yelling at her, did she recoil back? There is action and movement happening in this scene. Weave it into your words. Weave it into the words they're saying. You're building a feel for the scene and an emotionality to this couple. And that's what hooks readers. layers at a time. When you have a chapter, you're going to rewrite that chapter 5 or 6 times before that's done and ready to go. That's how you write. Layers. No one's going to sit down and write it all perfectly the first time, or if they do, Lord, goody for them. That's not how I write. So give it a try. If you've got a little story, sit down, try it, take my advice, and just do it however it comes out, and add in and cut out what doesn't work later. Thanks. Y'all have a great day, and write your stories.